Okay, at this point in our sculpt, we have a little bit of a problem that we need to work through. And this is kind of outside the scope of just standard technique, building up forms. This has to do with kind of unbuckling the topology that's in here. And this can be quite problematic actually when you're starting to work on meshes that are bent in kind of extreme poses, 90 degrees and even further than that. So what we want to do is we actually want to go down and resolve this at level 1. And I'll just show you guys a couple techniques to do this. Basically, what we want to do is we want to do a nice little show hide. So Control-Shift-Drag, so we can see inside and see what's going on with the overlap. Right, so this is a little bit hard to orient and really see what's going on because back faces are turned off, so we're only showing the front faces of the mesh. And so actually we can change that in our display properties. And that's way down at the bottom of the tool palette. So if you go to display properties, you can hit double-sided and that should be fine. And then we can look at this and really see inside the arm and see just how much interpenetration we have between the biceps and the forearm. Okay, so what we can do is we can just grab the move brush. And actually a really nice technique is to just use the smooth brush. So turn your smooth brush intensity down, so holding shift and turning it down to something less than 100. And pretty much when you smooth both sides, it brings the surfaces out of each other. Right, so it ends up being just a little sharp inflection between the two. And if I step up through subdivision levels, you can see that it's not quite as pronounced anymore. And you can see probably a little better as I smooth at this level that it really separates the two faces that we're interpenetrating. Okay, but that's not exactly what we want. We want to reestablish some of the volume that's in the arm. So I'm just going to step back down to this level, maybe actually even all the way down to the first, so we have less work to do. And really, we're just going to try to create the cross-section that we expect through the arm, which is going to be to grab these subdivisions and pull them up. Sorry, these contour lines, and pull them up. And then we kind of adjust these as well. So essentially, we're pulling all the stuff out that was interpenetrating and make this into a more plausible kind of bend. And I find myself doing this all the time, fixing things when I'm posing Z-spheres or more frequently production meshes. You know, if you're just trying to really do corrections on poses coming out of a rig, you'd be doing this quite a bit. Okay, so you can see that we're a bit improved. Probably do a little bit more, just bring it out a little bit more. You can see how we're bending in here, but we can just pop that out just a tiny bit more. So I'll just show and hide again, and we'll just bring this out, probably another edge loop. So it's going to pop out like this. And I'm just adjusting my mesh to keep this inner loop here going under this one. And then while we're on the inside, we can also adjust these kind of these things, kind of the continuation of the loop that we're working on as it goes down around the arm. Okay, so you can see that I've popped that out pretty successfully. Now we can operate mostly on the surface without having to worry about it. We don't want to pull it out all the way because we want to have a little bit of wrinkling back on itself, but we didn't want as much penetration as we were getting right there. So let's just look at the subdivision levels, and you can see that we have quite a bit better, we're in a better position to work with. So that's it. That's kind of one of the secrets, is to go down to level 1, turn on double-sided, do a little selection so you can see both sides of your mesh, and then find where it's interpenetrating, smooth it out, and then just pop it out with the move brush. And everybody should be happy. because we've just alleviated one of our little problems. And now we get back to sculpting. Okay, hope that was a little instructive.